What's up, everybody? It's Glenn back with Big Jack here to preview the Bears Week 12 game against the Pittsburgh Steelers at home in Soldier Field. Bears moved to 7-3 with getting their first division win under new head coach Ben Johnson, taking out the Vikings 19-17 in Minnesota. It's a game to me, Jack, that felt like the Bears were kind of in control of most of it, almost let it slip away, and then found a way to win late. Not too dissimilar from the Week 1 game, except this time they found themselves on the winning end instead of the losing end. Some things, you come away from that game, at least at my first watch, feel like Caleb missed some balls. It wasn't his best game by any means. That being said, I'm hearing that Brian Flores blitzed him at like the highest rate you possibly that has happened like in the NFL this season. So I don't know if Caleb pissed in his Cheerios or what, but he brought the heat all day. Defense stepped up and did some things. Looked pretty good for 3 quarters, and then kind of that last quarter, once again, kind of let their foot off the gas, and Minnesota got right back in the game. Did you feel like the Bears were the better team for the most of that game? And you have similar thoughts to me? You got any differing thoughts there?
Absolutely. I think it was, to your point, quite an interesting, contrast straight up against exactly what happened in Week 1 at Soldier Field against the Minnesota Vikings. But, they were able to get it done. And, dude, it's tough to win in the division on the road against a team that's, minus the quarterback. That's still one of the cleanest rosters in the league, man. It really is. So it's a hell of a win. Take it all day, something to build on. Hopefully, frustrating at times. I think to your point about Brian Flores, his blitz in general is just kind of higher than most. I think it's maybe, a slight sign of respect in a sense to Caleb and what he's been doing these past few weeks, certainly, and the improvements he's sort of been making. It wasn't pretty. Leaned on the run game again. I feel like there was probably a little frustration in Caleb Williams towards the end of that game. 1, knowing that he didn't have a great day in general. 2, knowing that there was no way in hell Ben Johnson was going to let them throw the ball once they got that kick return. They were sort of already in field goal range. So certainly plenty to improve on. And, the old adage that winning is kind of the deodorant for all bad things going on. You'll take the wins all day, every day. 7-3 is amazing. It's a hell of a lot different to be talking and complaining, nitpicking a 7-3 team and what you would want and hope to be better than to talk about a team that's in the midst of a 10-game losing streak like last year.
Yeah, I agree with all of your points. And just to add one more is just that Minnesota team, like you said, one of the better rosters outside of quarterback, probably in the NFC. That's a team that was in desperate need of a win. So you got probably their best shot at this point of the season. So to get out of there with a victory, you take that every day of the week. All right, now we look ahead to Pittsburgh. It's looking like Aaron Rodgers might not be playing. He broke his wrist this past week. We might be getting Mason Rudolph, but apparently Rodgers is trying to do everything he can to play the game. In my opinion, that still makes a pretty big difference. He can still sling it. If he's got his good stuff, he's still dangerous, especially against that Bears defense with a banged up secondary and a lack of pass rush. And Pittsburgh's defense, while it started out the season kind of lousy in the first half, defensively, seems to me like their defense has started kind of turning a corner a little bit, playing a little bit better football as of late. What are your initial thoughts as we look towards this week's game?
I mean, first one that jumps to mind for me is I do not want Aaron Rodgers to play. Excuse me. I mean, I don't want Daddy coming home. He's beat the Bears' ass time and time again. I'd be more than fine taking our chances against Mason Rudolph. So, yeah, sure, it'd be fun, but I hope he doesn't play. You could talk about, people are like, oh, he's washed, he's trash. I mean, dude, watch the games. I don't know. He's still good. His QBR is still like over 90. We'd kill for Caleb to have that. So I don't know what people are talking about when they bag Rodgers play. He's still a stud. So hopefully he's out. And yeah, you got to take care of business at home, man. You're in the very thick of the playoff race. You're leading the division. You got to keep pace, keep out in front. Schedule, I know we've kind of been alluding to it, but this is the for sure breaking point, right? If you get Mason Rudolph this week, you kind of have had that charmed season, a lot of injury breaks sort of going your way. Not to say the Bears defense has been rattled, right? We're missing probably two of our best players, if not the two best players on the defensive side of the ball, and Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson most of the entire year. But hopefully you start to get those guys back for some of this stretch, but it's, from this week on, it's nothing but tough. So yeah, you got to take care of business at home, keep yourself ahead of it, and slide 8-3 going into a big game on the road against the Eagles.
Yeah, Bears open as 3-point favorites, I believe. Now the line's at 2.5. I'd like to see them as favorites at home against a banged up Pittsburgh team who's fighting for the playoffs themselves. And like you said, after this game, there's probably one game where the Bears will be favored the rest of the season. So I'm not saying they can't win some of those games, but it's going to be an uphill climb for sure. If they can find a way to go out there and get to 8-3, I mean, all eyes are on the playoffs for sure. All right, Jack. Any last thoughts before we hop in the keys, or you just want to hop into the keys? Any last points you want to make?
No, yeah, I think we let it rip. I don't want us, kind of spoil too much if we just kind of roll otherwise.
Okay, fair enough. Jack and I come up with 3 keys to a Bears victory every week. If you guys are new to the channel, we rotate weeks. Last week, we always have 3 keys, but I had a 4-pack of keys. And honestly, just like most weeks, they were spot on. But this week, Jack's got the keys. Nobody knows the Bears better than us. Jack, what's the first key to a Bears victory against the Pittsburgh Steelers?
So key number 1 is something that the Bears have been fantastic out throughout the course of the season. Their turnover differential is still insane, still dominating the league by quite a wide margin. And to your point that you were kind of making about Pittsburgh, their defense ain't all that. They kind of got a lot of guys at the end, some veteran players who are certainly over the hill in a lot of ways on that side of the ball, but they are an opportunistic defense. That team, the games they've been winning, they get those big takeaways. They might get a defensive touchdown, something like that. They are, very, very good when, they get those takeaways the way that the Bears have. It's a total game changer for them. It's something, like all teams, they get the momentum off of it, but it's a huge swing for the Pittsburgh Steelers in particular. I don't think that they're that solid. I think the Bears will be able to move the ball up and down the field. You just got to take care of it. It's something that it's been a strength of the Bears so far, and it has to continue to be so on Sunday.
Key number 1, stay away from giving that Pittsburgh Steelers defense too many opportunities. I was listening to sports radio this morning, Jack, and Albert Breer was on, I think with Cap and Hoodie, and he was saying from his watching of the Steelers this year, they're like a mix of sometimes they look slow out there, and then sometimes they just look experienced out there. And let's hope that our speed can kind of offensively can make some mismatches, and hopefully we, like you said, don't give them too many opportunities to show off their experience. Key number 2.
Amen. Yeah, that's well put. There's a reason that guys like that make a lot of money, huh? But yeah, key number 2 is one that I kind of like to do from time to time. I'm going to go to a matchup key. I'm going to go Darnell Wright matched up against J.J. Watt. TJ Watt is, not having as great of a year as far as like the numbers go, but he's still been pretty solid. The games I've seen, he's still all over the place getting after it. I think he's only got like 6 sacks, which is, we dream for something like that in Chicago at this point in time, but it's down for him. You can't let him make too much of an impact. You notice in this day and age, like the top tier pass rushers, they kind of slide all over that defensive line. They'll go the left side, the right side. Sometimes they're coming up the middle. TJ Watt, he don't move. He stays on that same side, and he's going to be coming right at Darnell Wright all game long. Darnell Wright has taken some pretty big steps, in my opinion, this year. I was probably one of the harshest critics about his performance, that draft pick, everything surrounding it. But he's playing a lot better as of late. Starting to look like a very, very serious player, which I love to see. And he's going to get a real test on Sunday. I think if he's able to hold his own, TJ's still going to do his thing. He's still going to make some plays here or there, but don't let him kind of get that game-wrecking play kind of going off of key number 1 as well. Kind of neutralize TJ Watt, and I think we'll be in good shape if Darnell Wright can come out of the better side of that battle.
I love that key. Like you said, Darnell's come on strong. He's getting a lot of praise not just locally, but kind of nationally with some of the highlight reel blocks he's pulling off. To me, he still has some moments where he looks a little oafy out there. Let's hope TJ doesn't expose him too much in that sense. Also, on the other side, Pittsburgh's got a good mix of pass rushers, and let's hope Theo and any tight end help can handle that left side. I think 58 versus 99 is that key matchup on that offensive line this week, and I can't wait to watch. Key number 3.
Key number 3 is very simple. Back to basics, back to fundamentals, fundamental football, catch the ball. That's key number 3, man. I mean, it's been at least the past 2 weeks, it's really jumped off the screen. There's been some serious problems with it. And, I get Caleb isn't playing, at a world-class level right now, but I mean, dude, you're just killing drives, you're killing momentum. He is making good plays at times, and it's just, nothing's coming of it because you're dropping the football. Got to make plays. And I mean, I'm not saying like fringe drops. Like there have been a good number of like, what the hell are you doing drops the past 2 weeks. Can't have them this week. Got to keep the drives moving, keep them sustained. Let Caleb, build on that sort of confidence that he has going forward. And I think we'll be in good position Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, I think there's 9 official drops the last 2 weeks with probably a couple more unofficial drops there as well. DJ Moore last week has a drop on what could have been a very big gain, and he ends up catching one, which was almost a drop that also was kind of right in his hands. Yeah, I mean, the last 2 weeks, like you said, it's been kind of over-exaggerated in our eyes. But there's guys getting hit in the hands and not catching the ball. Catch the ball. I love that key.
I just think it just affects the overall thing, man. I feel like it's hard to, if you make half of those plays. If you're saying there's 9 drops, if you catch 5 of those footballs, I mean, everything just feels different out there. At least 3 of them are probably going for first downs. You're keeping the chains moving. Caleb's, seeing those connections. He's building his confidence, all that sort of stuff. It just all sort of works, ebbs and flows together. And if you're not making those plays, you're in trouble.
I love it. I love the keys. All right, quick recap on Jack's keys to a Bears victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Don't give that Pittsburgh defense too many opportunities to hurt you / win that turnover battle. Key number 2, Darnell Wright versus TJ Watt. We got to get the better side of that matchup. And key number 3, catch the football. Jack, do you like the Bears' chances this week? I know you were hot on the Pittsburgh Steelers coming into the season. Obviously, I got to imagine who plays at quarterback impacts your thoughts potentially. But what are your thoughts as far as how do you feel about the Bears coming out of there with a win this week?
I love the Bears this weekend, honestly. I mean, even if the boogeyman is back there, I'd be certainly a little more concerned, but I think they find a way to get it done. I think they should. I think they know what's coming schedule wise. They know where they're at leading the division. They want to kind of keep the foot on the gas with that whole situation. And the Bears, it's not like you play the Steelers a ton, being in the AFC, but I believe I have this right that the Bears' all-time record against the Steelers at Soldier Field is 12-1. So that's a good trend on your side. And yeah, I like them to kind of go in there, take care of business. I think it's going to be a beautiful day at Soldier Field from what I understand. And I like the Bears to come out of this one. I don't know, man. That defense is bad at times. I think the Bears kind of light it up. I think they have a bounce back week after disappointing showing in Minnesota from a score standpoint. I'll take the Bears to light it up like 34-27.
Tell you what, man, I really hope Rodgers doesn't play. If Rodgers plays,
yeah, same.
I don't like the Bears' chances this weekend. If Rudolph plays, I feel like we got a better shot. Just because I know you're saying that Pittsburgh defense isn't good. I know what you're saying, but I feel like in recent weeks they're getting better. I'll take Bears 23, Pittsburgh 19. That's what we'll go with. Really weird score, but we'll go with that.
And that's a win and a cover.
That's a Bears victory and a cover. Amen. All right, Jack, any final thoughts as we look forward to this game?
Can't let this one slip. Got to take advantage. I feel like we're a broken record saying that sort of shit the way these season has gone, but you really can't, man. You're at home. potentially getting another backup quarterback. Got to go take care of business. Find yourselves at 8-3, and we're partying, man. We're really in a good spot heading down to the stretch of the season.
Yeah, it's looking like you're going to need 10, potentially 11 wins in the NFC to make the playoffs. It's a game you got to get. Go Bears. Go Bears. All right, Jack, hit it for him one time. Like and subscribe if you're new. Hit that bell. We'll be back next week. Peace.